Hi everyone, and welcome to the second round of winner bracket from the Valiant tourney. So it's races of No I Am Wrong Word, and I am with Smash Mac. Hi Smash Mac.
How's it going?
Going pretty good, pretty good. I think it's going to be a really nice game. So we have Tsundere on N64 and Brad, so Darbmeister 30 is going to be on Virtual Console.
Yes, it's going to be a very high level match between two players that are amazing on their respective routes. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, the routes are going to be like a little different one to each other because in the adult section, they will just do two things in a different order. So Tsundere will go grab bombs, grab magic, and minuet before doing shadow, while Brad will start by doing shadow and then go for the sequence I just said.
Yep, looks like Brad's getting set up here for the title.
Okay, so it looks like two players are getting ready with fresh new files, and the race is starting.
Awesome.
So Tsundere is a very well-known Japanese player. Used to be a lot more active and was a big like glitch finder and strat hunter. His YouTube is full of things that have been really helpful over time.
Yeah, definitely Stratton setup, hunting, legend. Found a ton of things for many categories. And Darbmeister, who's Brad. He's actually not super active himself, but he is a great runner. Especially on VC.
Yeah,
This
he's
guy's
shown it
like
on
top
first
notch.
round.
Oh yeah.
Tsundere has the habit to play pretty risky, especially on the N64 route. I think he's going to go for Spirit Jump. While I
Right.
think Brad is a little more safe, so we could bet on a little more consistency on his side.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's going to be doing Spirit Hover once these guys end up heading towards Gerudo Valley. Just FYI, his PB is 117.14. Looks like Cindere's is 118.08, so very competitive.
Yeah. So supposedly, yeah, Brad is a little bit faster. I wonder who has more rust though.
Ooh. I think Brad would probably have more rust, to be honest. I think Cinder has at least been practicing through other categories recently.
Yeah, I think he's been playing the Japanese bingos, so it's like a weekly thing they do. It's funny that they play bingo and actually like the entire rest of the world stopped.
Yeah, I noticed that as well.
And Brad has no splits, which is not going to make things easy for us to compare, but we'll do our best.
Yeah, we'll get a general sense of the run based off the global timer between both of these players.
So we're going to see Brad get control a little earlier.
Sorry, excuse me.
Yes, I was saying he's going to take control a little bit earlier. That's just like the amount of lag that the Virtual Console has saved during the 3 minutes of the intro cutscene. It's about 4 or 5 seconds.
Speaking of 4 or 5 seconds, it's going to be pretty interesting to see what tsundere goes for. In terms of like if he goes for West Escape or not, because that's a pretty risky trick to do in a race, but saves like 10 seconds. Probably
It
12.
looks like he's going for just 25 rupees because he went directly to the chest house. While Brad is in the boulder maze right now collecting sword and a couple rupees.
Right, so that's one of the major things that's different between these routes. Child section for VC, which Dartmeister's playing on. He gets the sword and shield, whereas N64 route on 1.0, we just we skip those and we get sticks. So.
Oh, and tsundere just talked to the lady in front of the stepping stone, which is a sad 10 seconds
Yikes.
long.
Yeah, it's no bueno.
Brad going for some rupee movement, so Brad is going to need to have 40 rupees at the shop so that he can buy the shield.
Oof, bonk.
And misses the first jump slash, misses the second.
That's frame perfect. Brad. There we go. First try.
And he jumped without getting the rupee. He's going to go for the other stepping stones. And tsundere is talking a second time to an NPC.
Yeah, pretty interesting race so far.
Okay, so we see tsundere on a 1.0 exclusive glitch, which is fooling around with crawl spaces.
Yeah, he's basically doing this movement while the Kokiri guard is unloaded at the loading zone that heads towards Hyrule Field, and he's just going to be able to side hop right past him because he's not there. So
we're going to see one more instance of a 1.0 exclusive glitch that uses crawl spaces. It will be later on before the chew. Oh, Brad just failed twice Poke Escape and gets it now. So he was recoiling the sword and then talking to him, and it's a little bit precise, but it can actually clip you inside of him so that he can then go away.
It's actually the proper timing on that is the same timing as doing Bomb ISG. Alright, so both players talking to Saria now.
So N64 is supposed to be ahead at this time, so it's pretty normal, and it doesn't really mean that tsundere is ahead right now.
Correct, yeah. Again, because VC doesn't really experience lag frames, just the fact that Dartmeister's playing on VC, he'll make up throughout the run probably about another minute or so. So that's something to keep in the back of the mind.
Yeah, everything that involves explosions or heavy things for the console is going to be lagging on N64 and slowly losing time.
Right. Let's see if Dartmeister goes for any like owl skips here.
I would be curious. I'm not really sure.
I don't think he does, to be honest.
I don't think tsundere either, and especially with the backwalk angle he just took.
Yeah, Brad not going for it, so that's it's relatively newer movement, I guess. Probably the past like 8 months or so, probably 9 months. On VC, if you do everything correct, it saves like 18 seconds. But on
oh, tsundere is going for it.
Ooh, so, okay. It's a really pretty fast.
Yeah, it's a setup that gets you a 4.1 velocity. So it's pretty slow, but he actually wants day-night cycle to pass. And if he had been talking to the owl, which is the alternate option, then the text box would actually allow day-night cycle, so it would not be advancing, which would result in later on a time loss.
Let's see Brad finishing up the west there, water extended super slide. to skip the owl as well.
And we just saw tsundere doing the cuckoo dive, so enraging the cuckoo and at the same time jumping in the well makes you dive at the complete bottom of it. Brad is going to try to do the same thing, but not with nuts, with the infinite sword glitch.
How much time does that save, Arthur? Like 4 seconds, right? If you get it.
It's something like that, but then it's hard to estimate how much it takes to actually grab the red rupee in the market because it has a little bit of RNG.
Right.
But yeah, the cuckoo enraging animation is actually really long. What happened to
Ooh.
tsundere in bottom of the well?
Looks like he messed up the setup somewhere. I guess he broke his stick. I wasn't actually paying attention to that screen.
I think he has
But I
only
mean,
one try for blank A, maybe he missed it. Ran out of nuts.
Jeez. Ooh, okay, looks like he's getting it this time at least.
Brad getting the hover. And so now Brad is in the basement, but the basement is not loaded, which tsundere just did successfully. And so there's a way that they can get into the water there, and the water is gonna make them swim up. Oh, tsundere is blocked. Is Brad locked too? Oh my god, both of them.
Yeah. Brad's locked. He's trying to get unstuck. Yeah, he's gonna have to reset position in low water.
So there's a little corner that you want to be passing with some speed so that it doesn't lock you up. Okay, let's go, Brad. You're in there. And then they can get inside the room that has a chest with bomb chews. Bomb chews are really nice explosive, but it's a pretty endgame item.
Especially in this category, bomb shoes are like very important with a trick later on called Spirit Hover. I don't think tsundere is going to go for that though. I think that he goes for Spirit Jump historically. So.
Yeah, that's what he's used to at least.
Oh wow! It looked like Darbmeister almost rolled back inside of bottom of the well.
It's a pretty sloppy start overall for both runner, which is pretty surprising. Maybe they're just stressed out because their level is so close to each other.
Yeah. Also, one thing to keep in mind is it seems like tsundere is quite ahead of Darbmeister, but again, lag frames later on even things out. So in reality, I think he's honestly about probably 10 seconds behind Brad right now if you factor in all the lag frames.
And didn't go for the damage route, so they both are going to take damage on the Skulltula, the golden Skulltula that you get from bonking the tree. So you can see Brad not willing to look at the bridge.
Oh, okay, good.
So close.
Oh, the stall children almost destroyed him there. If you miss that bridge, like if you fall off or whatever, you have to wait until you have to wait till the stall children die. Like you have to wait till day.
And it's something like 2 minutes, but thankfully it didn't happen to any of them. So here you just saw tsundere taking damage on Golden Skulltula. Golden Skulltula is pretty nice to take damage because it takes away one whole heart.
Right.
And he's now
one heart when you go to do damage boost into Horror Castle.
Yeah, so this whole thing is because he's going to want to die on the first frame of the cutscene of the Zelda lullaby, so he actually gets it, but doesn't need to watch the cutscene later on. Okay, just has a little bit of trouble on the scene.
Little trouble there. Oh my god!
Did you see that?
That was terrifying.
So close.
That would have been really bad. Yeah.
So we saw Brad going for a little bit of a different route, so if you don't do the seam walk and it still is night, the field of view of the guard is really restricted, so... Oh, what happened?
Oh my god!
Cartridge tilt!
No! Players have to reset. They have to reset.
Should we ask for a reset?
They have to reset. It's actually part of the rules.
Okay, let's reset this then. Someone tell Brad. That's two so far. I think Judo had one. That's crazy. I think Brad is gonna be fine resetting that. Is he not? Valiant, tell us what to do.
Yeah, I got Darbmeister to reset. I'm sure both players would rather reset anyways.
Yeah, tsundere resetted console just in case, but we're gonna reset race.
Sorry about that, guys. Very rare that N64 crashes happen. I think this is the first time or the second time that we've seen N64 crash happen during the race. It's actually much more common for VC to crash. Um, so it's just weird to see N64 crashes. I myself have been playing on N64 for like a year and a half, and I've never had a crash. So yeah,
Yeah,
knock
me
on wood.
neither. But yeah, that looked like a cartridge tail because so many colors like that. It doesn't look like a just a soft body
Yeah,
whatsoever. Yeah, tsundere, we're going to restart. So I think Norinato is gonna set up like a new race or something, or just maybe there's an option to restart the race, and then we'll let us know.
yeah, we're
She's
working
still
on
up.
it right now.
Oh, okay, okay, I didn't see. Yeah, the same kind Judah got last week, and pretty much at the same place, right? It was during damage boost. Oh, his was during Zelda cutscene. That must feel so unfair. You're just watching a cutscene, not even playing, followed by tons of colors. That sounds pretty fun to watch.
All right, still working on getting the race channels and everything set up. So just bear with us, guys.
Yeah, hopefully it's not going to happen again, but if we believe probabilities, it should not. This is a very rare kind of crash. Okay, so the timer just resetted.
And timer stopped on any percent world record. Nice.
What happened?
It was on 1704, which is the world record for any percent by Torge.
Oh, okay.
All right, looks
Okay.
like we're restarting. This is a fun trial run there for everybody.
So we'll have time to explain what we didn't have time to explain last time.
That's right. Double or nothing, right?
Yeah, and we'll probably see things going a little more smooth. I'm not sure if they warmed up too much because like 30 minutes before the race, both were offline. Is it the same? See, it's the vanilla, it's the original game, so there's no random whatsoever. The game is always the same, and they're playing on the same game. But even though they're playing on the same game, they're not playing on the same console. So Tsundere is on Nintendo 64, NTSC, and Brad, so Darbmeister 30, is playing on Wii Virtual Console.
Right. So this is like any percent, right? But no item manipulation, so no RBA, no BA, no get item delay, and no wrong warps. So
Yeah.
you just basically have to get light arrow and magic so you can hit Ganondorf.
Yeah,
And
that's the big thing, is to actually get light arrows, because you need to shoot at least one light arrow to Ganondorf. Otherwise, you could
right.
skip the Ganondorf fight with a wrong warp,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
or you could grab the light arrows with get item manipulation.
Right in Deku Tree, and then wrong warp right to Ganon's castle. So, yeah.
Other item manipulation could be getting more explosive. A very common one is to grab a lot of chews, which would be really useful in this category, but they will not be allowed to, and so we will pay close attention to their bomb chew count, which is going to be really important.
Yep. Both players only gonna have 10 once they get it for the entire run. So each chew is reserved, and it's interesting to see how players sort of go between their bombs and their chew count to preserve, for whatever strats or setups they're going. All right, so here we go again, part 2.
So again, we see VC taking control a little bit earlier because of lag during the intro, and Brad is going straight up to the boulder maze to grab the sword, while tsundere just needs to grab some rupees and go to the shop for 1 stick and 5 nuts.
So the stick is like actually really, really important because you need it for blank A. Well, you really just need something in hand, so like a bottle would work too, but the stick is fastest. So you need it for blank A, and then you also need it for damage bomb boost to Hyrule Castle. So you can suffice with that on the 1.0 route.
And the big disadvantage with sticks is that sticks actually break, whereas the sword doesn't break, so Brad is going to be able to use some recoil tricks with the sword, when tsundere with only 1 stick is going to have to skip that.
So far, it doesn't look like Tsundere's talked to the lady yet, so that's good.
Oh, Brad had a little hard time grabbing the blue rupee nearby the sign.
Yep, but it looks like he's getting the bridge clip first try this time around. So
and the
good.
rupee.
And he got the rupee. The rupee is also very important.
So we see tsundere doing what we call walking while talking, so he's basically going to lock the camera over there so that the camera is not going to look at the guard that makes you not able to escape the forest. And you can see on the minimap that Link is still moving and making his way over there. And the guard is not loaded, so you can actually just walk into the load and be outside. Oh, Brad had wrong angle for West escape.
Interesting attempt to go for that with that angle. Guess he thought maybe if he got like a frame perfect jump slash, he could have recoiled.
Yeah, I think it's the same setup than the one Jouster is using usually. Ooh. It's like an angle you get from shop.
Much better escape for Darbmeister during this run.
Yeah, Both had very sloppy escapes in the previous run, but this one is a lot more clean. So it is normal that N64 is actually, well, not actually, currently ahead of the Virtual Console, but it doesn't mean that for the race, tsundere is ahead. Tsundere is supposed to be a good 15 seconds ahead by now, just because
Right.
of the different routing.
Different routing and but again, I mean, VC makes up on that later because of lag frames. Just in the Ganondorf fight, or the Ganon fight, sorry. I think we lose like 25, 23 seconds in that fight alone on N64.
And
It's
just
really miserable.
collapses something like 30 seconds lost
Yeah,
to
it's
lag.
nuts. It's, yeah, it's so crazy. And honestly, for N64 playing, it's kind of like an extra element that you have to add to your arsenal of understanding how to do lag reduction. So there's going to be like little things in movement that we'll see tsundere do that Darbmeister doesn't have to necessarily do because of the console differences.
Yeah, the main technique is going to be like using Z targeting because it actually zooms in the camera and loads less actors. Also, a little bit of time save, so we're gonna watch tsundere do the owl skip with a forward water extended super slide, so it's pretty slow, but you actually want day-night cycle to pass. Whereas Brad doesn't have a breakable sword, so he's going to be able to jump slash recoil and get much more speed out of that water super slide.
Nice. Brad opting for the buffer during the jump slash to equip the Fairy Ocarina and input S. That's a nice way to do that trick.
It's a little
Optimized.
safer and it doesn't lose time, so
Yeah.
why not go for it?
Let's see if tsundere gets this. Oh. Okay, good. Thought that he was gonna miss it for a second because he walked right after throwing that second nut for like a frame before back flipping.
Yeah, the amount of frames that you have for backflipping depends on the health of the Kuko, and the health of the Kuko is actually RNG.
Oh, jeez.
So here it's another instance of a crawl space glitch that we see on Tsundere's side. So it's called blanking, and what it does is that even if you're in the air, you're still considered grounded. So tsundere was out of bound in nowhere and able to side hop so that he could get to the unloaded basement where there is a water stream that makes you float up, and then you can get inside the room where there's a chest with bomb shoes because the walls have collision but just from one side. Brad is inverting the camera because he's going to need to hover on the bubble.
Yeah, let's see if he gets it. If you don't do this, like first try, you lose like 23 seconds. All right, he gets it. Nice.
Yeah, because you would need to wait for the bubble to go all the way around to give you a second try.
hmm It's like the
No.
worst 23 seconds of your life waiting for that thing.
Yeah, also that strat, so what is done on VC, is a lot slower than what tsundere has been doing. But Brad is not allowed to do that because he's on Virtual Console, and Virtual Console only had a release of the 1.2 version, which doesn't have those crawl space glitches. So we just saw tsundere skipping the owl, so the
Very nice.
trajectory of the owl there is really small, so if you run and pull a stick, during the pulling stick animation, something like 4 frames, Link is considered busy, exactly as if he was doing a super slide, so the owl is not gonna be triggered.
Yeah, that was really nice. The normal way we go about that is targeting the sign to be in the busy state, which we'll probably see Darbmeister do here shortly.
Lucky RNG on the rupee from the box.
right in the path into the loading zone. It's always a beautiful thing. Nice. All right, so
And then
boom.
both players were turning their back to the drawbridge because if you do not watch the drawbridge while it's going up, then the chain stays at the bottom, and we're going to see Brad just stand on the beginning. Oh my god, that was
He is really scaring the crap out of me with these.
my heart is stopping. He's so much on the very edge of it.
Yeah, like if he didn't move while the bridge took him up there, he would have fallen down because there's like a small like edge seam there where you just fall. It doesn't matter like, if you're on it or not. You have to be more on.
So Tsundere is going for seam walk.
Yeah, he's having a little bit of trouble. It's
I hope
not
the angle is correct.
nice. Oh no, he almost got it. He should have jump slashed. Would have made it with a jump slash.
Does he know it? No, okay, he just goes a little bit slower about it. And both players are setting up their health to 1 with the golden spatula. But 3
Yeah,
quarter is the exact same.
yeah. 3/4 works as long as it's actually 3/4. I don't think he'll have glitch health though. Pretty sure he's fine. Nice.
Okay, damage boost went just fine
That's
for
good.
tsundere.
That's extremely important, especially on 1.0 route. Since you don't have the shield, you can't do the backup, and you have to reset, and you lose like 2 minutes. So it's a good thing you got that.
So the idea is that they're blowing up a bunch while jumping, and then jump slashing with Link, and then the explosion is going to push them up on the ledge. Oh
Barely
no,
3
they're rolling
frames.
into the
Oh no,
guard.
that's bad. Yeah, it's the worst to get caught there. Because you lose a lot of time. It's better to get caught sooner than later.
And
If you're
then
gonna.
failing the jump from the boxes, that also loses a lot.
Oh no. See, just like
And
that.
we're
I mean,
lucky Brad getting
yeah.
ahead, missing it a second time. No. Tsundere, take it
No.
easy, go slow. Okay.
Okay, let's see if Brad can get through the guard. So, you can get past these guys if you do frame perfect side hops. Um, they just don't register you when you're doing frame perfect movement. So,
Yeah, they need you to be grounded for 2 frames so they can notice you.
looks like Brad's getting through. He's getting a pretty nice
And
letter
Tsundere just
time.
got caught a second time. That's
Oh
really
no.
bad. I hope he's not tilting now.
Hopefully not, because it's still pretty early to be honest to be tilting. This is a very like there's a lot of stuff that goes on in this category that can change the momentum,
Oh
especially at the play
no,
of
3rd time.
third time. Jeez.
Yeah, getting caught on the very last side hops. So it was something like 13:45 for Brad's guard. Well, Brad reaching Zelda. And we'll see what happens to Tsundere. But Tsundere is supposed to be something like 20-30 seconds ahead at Zelda because of N64 routing.
He'll be about a minute and a half probably behind Brad. At this point, like once they get to Master Sword, assuming he doesn't get caught again.
Oh, and it was bad choice to go left side.
Yeah.
Okay, he's done.
So I believe when that last guard is there, like that last guard in the middle there, I believe he can't see you if you go past him. I could be mistaken, but I believe in that specific position he can't see.
I never know because the 2 guards don't have the same distance to the bushes. There is one that is a little bit further than the other one. So I don't know if it's the one that you can go or the one that you can't. Okay, so now it's time for a little chat with Zelda. Zelda is asking Link if he has the Deku Emerald, which he has not because he has not completed the Deku Tree. But she is going to force Link to lie and say that he has it. And then tell a big story for about 4 minutes.
Yeah. This is a good time to read donations. Just kidding. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize. Bad joke.
And so right after this cutscene, so you're out of this cutscene and you walk into another one that is with Impa, and Impa is supposed to teach you Zelda Lullaby, but that was the whole point of making your health so low, is that they're going to be able to skip it, as you see Brad doing. So Brad is making a chew blow up and shielding it, so it's actually going to push him back inside of the trigger and also killing Link on the first frame. You get the reward on the first frame of the cutscene, and then you're asked if you want to save because you just died. And so that's a very common way in Ocarina of Time to skip cutscenes and still get the reward.
Yes, we're going to be seeing tsundere do a different version of the same exact thing. Since he doesn't have shield, he's going to have to time a side strafe movement. He has, I believe, 3 frames to do that. So let's see if he gets it. I also don't know if he does it unbuffered or not. So we'll see what happens. If you miss the trick, it's like 1 minute and 15 seconds lost. So, and I think you also like don't end up in the right place. So let's see what happens.
And I hope he buffers it, but tsundere has a tendency to go risky.
He really does.
I don't really know.
Even in races, it's like the definition of your typical YOLO racer. And he's going for unbuffered. All right, looks like he's gonna get it though.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a good frame. It's a good frame. Nice.
And Brad just got done with dot skip, so on the Door of Time, there's a little path on the left. It's not really a path, but there's a little crack on the door. There's a precise side hop that can make you get through that, but it usually gets you out of bound and then you void. So he was using the sword to jump slash back in. Tsundere doesn't have a sword, so the technique is going to be a little bit different. He's going to be targeting the side of the door, which is going to switch his momentum to a momentum that is parallel to the side of the door, and is going to help him get past it. Yeah, I believe he's not going to buffer that either.
Yeah, he's only going to have 1 frame to target out of bounds in order to basically cling with that door. So let's see if he gets it. Meanwhile, it looks like Brad got a 1830 Master Sword, which on this route that he's doing is actually pretty solid, especially for a race. So that's good. Just to kind of give an idea of N64, like good Master Sword times is sub 18 or very low 18.
Sub 18 is good.
Yeah, so just to kind of give
a like Valiant at sub 17.
Yeah, I think Valiant's got the world record for Master Sword time in this category. It's like a 1656 or something,
which is
ridiculous. Or 1653 actually. I don't remember. It's something
he's
dumb.
Gonna tell us. And Tsundere's dot skip went really well. Nice. So no big problem after the guards.
Still sub 20 after all the guard shenanigans. Nice.
But still something like 1:30 behind, which means it's a little more than 1:30 behind Brad. Oh, 53 on taking sword and 59 on pull out. So now is another kind of a long cutscene if you have a coffee to grab or whatsoever. But after that, it's gonna be way less dense with cutscenes. Like the child section is pretty heavy because you absolutely need the Zelda lullaby, which brought you to talk to Zelda for 5 minutes before grabbing the Master Sword. And as we said earlier, this is all because of light arrows and because you can't defeat Ganondorf without light arrows.
Yeah, can't even target Ganondorf until you hit him with a light arrow.
I didn't know that. So you can't get ISG out of Ganondorf before you stun him.
Yep.
So after gaining control, which is going to happen for Brad in a little bit, both players are going to go for different routing. Brad is going to go straight to Shadow Temple, basically, while Tsundere is going to go do what Brad is going to do after Shadow, which is grab some bombs in the Dongo's Cavern, then grab magic, and then get Minuet before going to Shadow. That's one of the big difference of routing between N64 and Wii Virtual Console.
Yeah, it's pretty cool though. Like, especially in these situations where you have two players on the separate routes, they're representing the different routes because they meet up at the same time going towards Gerudo Valley. After all that, it's like, 30
Yeah, they save
minutes
and
in.
quit, and then it's the same route again.
Exactly. Like 38 minutes into the run, it's like there's like no difference from that point forward.
Okay, Brad gaining control. So he had to save and quit. It's the fastest and at least easiest way to reverse dot skip because the door of time is still there.
Yeah, I'm actually not even aware if there's a setup for adult to do reverse dot skip.
I know some with like recoils and hover boots, but without, I don't really know. Probably.
I have to look into it.
It'd be some test stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
So Brad not doing the heads here in Kakariko Village, it could save a little bit. It saves 11 seconds in itself, but the use of a bomb chew could save 4 seconds. 4 seconds is the time that a bomb takes to blow up.
Yeah, and that 4 seconds during the trick that you're referring to, Spirit Hover, is actually critical because there's this flying Gwei that's based on a cycle of time, and you want to basically get the hover done as fast as possible because if you don't, then the Gwei comes after you and can ruin the entire trick. So 4 seconds, and the fact that you're continuing the good cycle.
Spirit Hover is one of the main reasons that explosive count is really tight and that both players are going to be managing their chew count and also their bomb count. It's a very expensive trick for explosives. It takes what, 11? It's 9 for the hover and then 2 for the super slide.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think that's including Gwei Hover. So.
Oh yeah, true.
If you don't do Gwei Hover, it'd be one more extra explosive.
Okay, Tsundere going for the Hassan Kecker. Oh, drops it at the stairs. No.
That's unfortunate. I don't know if he's gonna lose too much time here though. That should still be a little bit faster, at least at this point of the run. But because he didn't get the entire Hess, he's probably gonna lose a bit of time later on because he could have used that chew for something else. But actually, I'm sorry. He's gonna go for Looks like he's gonna go for Spirit Jump, so he can actually
Yeah,
use
there's a
all
good
this.
chance he goes for Spirit Jump, but it looks like he's still saving up some chews in case he needs the Spirit Hour backup, because otherwise he would go for that Hesk here.
Yeah, saving one is never a bad idea for a race. Oh, one thing about Spirit Jump as well is it relies on day and night cycle, which I want to say, tsundere, like it's really specific to day and night cycle because you need to collect a token. So be smart to have. Ooh,
Oh,
that's not good.
Tsundere just
Falling down there.
missed the platform.
That's bad. That's gonna
Yeah, it's
ruin the
probably gonna
cycle.
fuck up the cycle, yeah.
Yeah, easily gonna mess everything up. It's gonna be like 20 seconds. But yeah, he's probably gonna want to save a chew. But knowing tsundere, I probably won't.
And Brad just did the hookshot jump, so when you interrupt the hookshot, it throws you in the air basically. And that's what he used to get on the seam, and now he has infinite sword glitch, which prevents you from slipping, but it could get you locked. Okay, it didn't happen. And now he's going to be able to side hop over the load trigger so that he doesn't have to complete the little puzzle to enter Shadow Temple. Usually you would need to inspire.
Nice. So the trick coming up here in about a minute is one of the first big tricks that we're gonna see. It's called boat skip. So it's actually much easier than it was a year ago, last April 27th. The boat skip that we're about to see was discovered by a few people, but it's still kind of scary. So let's see if he can get it.
So yeah, basically from the room that you get hover boots, you skip 95% of the Shadow Temple. Okay, he managed to get the jump slash. And tsundere just made a clean way to the bombs. Yeah, it's less than a year that it's new boat skip. So we're gonna see Brad doing it right now. I hope he learned the setup. Okay, that looks correct.
Yeah, it looks good now.
During practice, I was doing some weird stuff.
Yeah.
That's one too much. Oh, that's one too much the other way.
Up. One more to the left. There we go.
I didn't pull it too early. And after bombs, tsundere is going for magic, so you need magic to be able to throw the light arrows, and in order to get the magic, you need to activate the fairy fountain. And that was the entire reason they picked up the Zelda lullaby. This is the way that they activate fairy fountain. Tsundere getting the Hess with the bomb.
I don't know how he got that Hess. That looked really weird. Yeah. Alright, so it looks like Darb's going for the unloaded boat skip here. Or, I'm sorry, unloaded Shadow BK skip setup.
So you just need a flash on the door that has the big lock for the boss key.
Nice.
And he just clipped under it so that he could hit the load.
That was good. Honestly, Brad's on a pretty good run right now.
Yeah.
Definitely sub 120 pace, so it's good.
And yes, as a reminder, they're going through different routes. So Brad, after getting adult, went basically straight to Shadow Temple, while tsundere went for bombs, magic right now, and then we'll go for minuet. Brad will be doing this sequence of bomb magic minuet right after Shadow Temple. This is two routes that are due to consoles.
Yeah.
There's some specific tricks that you can do.
We'll see one of those specific tricks once tsundere gets into Shadow Temple called Fast Bongo, 1.0 exclusive trick. So be a little big. It'll be a little difference, but it actually saves 40 seconds. I want to say
Yeah.
35, 40 seconds. So
Yeah, something like 40.
significant time save. So that's like the biggest reason for the route deviation. Or one of them at least.
Yeah. Oh, tsundere, going for the super risky heist. This one is so laggy, it's almost impossible.
Let's be careful not to take damage here. Okay, he's good. Yeah, if you take damage, more damage than you should during this backwalk sequence here, you have to kind of alternate other places to not take damage and can kind of throw you off sometimes.
So tsundere, as Smashmack just said, is managing health because of another cutscene skip, which is the same idea as what we saw for Zelda Lullaby. Tsundere is going to be willing to die on the first frame of the cutscene. It's going to be the cutscene to grab Minuet.
Oh my
failed
god.
the Mega Back.
Okay. At least he got the invincibility frame, because he could have died there, which would have been really bad. So
Yeah, this trick is always so scary.
yeah.
Now tsundere is going to store ground jump so that he can get over the maze, which is obviously a lot faster than killing all of these moblins. And is now setting up his angle before setting position by just hitting the back of the moblin and then pull a bomb and backwalk at a precise timing will make him die at the very first frame of the cutscene while entering it.
Nice. Okay, so he gets it. Meanwhile, Darbmeister finishing up with Shadow Temple here. He's going to go through Kakariko and head over to do Dangu's Cavern up to bombs now. So everything we just saw tsundere do, Darbmeister's going to do. And everything we saw Darbmeister do, tsundere's going to do.
So it kind of still looked like Brad is a little bit ahead. Probably still something like a minute. Didn't do many mistakes. His boat skip was clean.
Yeah, Brad's probably about a minute and a half or so still ahead right now.
And Brad did not grab the heart upon him? I'm a little surprised.
Ooh. Nice Hess across that bridge there.
Yeah, pretty risky to aim for the bridge because hessing actually doesn't make you go straight. You go to some kind of an angle. It's like 1 ESS of an angle.
Right. Looks like Brad opting to collect health unintentionally.
He grabbed the rock before going into DC.
Yeah, he grabbed the rock that drops the 3 hearts, but then he just dropped it and didn't get the heart.
Okay. Oh, no love for tsundere, who just cut all of the grass in the graveyard and didn't get a single bomb drop. Usually you have a 50% chance of getting at least one.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate. He's gonna, just to be safe, probably want to collect more, but again, if he's going for spirit jump, he doesn't necessarily have to.
Yeah, I was wondering if he was going to reload because so he just grabbed bombs in a pot at the beginning of Dumpus grave. This pot is guaranteed and you can actually reload it to get more, but it takes some time, something like 10 seconds.
Yep, 10 seconds sounds about right. Yikes. Hit by a flame there. Each flame is like just under 2 seconds lost.
And a bonk is about 1, so that looks like a 50.
Yeah, 50.
Okay, looks like Brad is having a nice time in DC, no big deal.
Oh.
Just this jump that is a little precise right now.
Okay, good. He got it. Yeah, those keys
Oh,
there.
that was super YOLO.
Very nice. Yeah, most people will opt to do a setup there, but YOLO is very fast, of course. When the angle's not too crazy, I mean, it's a little precise, but it's kind of like
It's
high
so much
risk.
time loss if you
Oh,
miss it.
yeah, high risk, low reward. Like if you get it, you probably save like what, like about a second. But if you don't get it, you fall down. You have to climb back up. Like you're losing 15 seconds easily. So.
Okay, tsundere going to cut more grass, hopefully get a bomb drop. Yes. And even two.
Multiple
Okay,
bomb drops. Very
4
nice.
bombs. And is now making his way into Shadow Temple. So now what you see on tsundere, this little wiggle right left, is because Link is blocked into a bonk state and has some free frames. On the third one, he has enough frames to actually hookshot there, and it gets interrupted by this bonk state, which throws it in the air. Really nice trick that was found not too long ago by Rosewater.
Actually, that trick was already found 2 years ago.
Oh, really?
It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, that trick was found, I believe, at the end of March or the beginning of April 2017. So, the trick's been around for a while. We used to have to do a choose slide teleport, so which was actually 2 seconds slower. So, not only did you have to waste 2 chews, but you also like lost 2 seconds. So, it's a very nice optimization in the category nowadays. Tsundere needs to get this heart here. Want to be anything over 1 heart.
Yeah, basically boat skip is going to cost you 1 heart.
If you don't do the bomb shadow decay skip. If you do bomb shadow decay skip, you need anything over 1 heart and a half.
True, it's 1.5. That looks really close to the hang. Oh, and didn't get the quick jump slash, so it has to not a friendly spawn right now. Oh, really nice, cutting one hand to make it faster.
Yikes, collecting the magic jar. So, don't actually really ever need magic until you shoot an arrow at Ganondorf. So magic jars are just kind of an inconvenience that happened. Unluckily.
Yes, especially this little cutscene of you grabbing it for the first time.
Yeah.
We're gonna see Brad having the same attitude, but with Deku Nuts, because he does not need Deku Nuts at any time. But oh my god, I'm about
very
to
nice.
back.
Going for the Mac Neko setup too. So that setup, the frames you roll on are like 2 frames earlier than you normally would with any other bomb setup. Just because of the position that the side hop puts you in from the bomb opposed to the normal backflip setups.
Oh my god, that was so fast.
That was actually sick.
Boat skip from
that was
tsundere.
Amazing.
So now you just saw tsundere drop a bomb inside of the hole, which is going to load Pongo without getting the cutscene, and he can now damage it.
Excellent.
Which is Brad taking a little chat with his friend Mido because he wanted to backflip too early.
That was an amazing boat skip, and
that was so fast
into the bongo fight. So there's actually a safer strat where you can get ISG before falling down the hole, but the crouch stabs are a bit faster, and you don't like it's.
You also save a bomb, right?
Yes, that's right. You also save a bomb.
Yeah, no IM, no wrong warp is no item manipulations and no wrong warp. Yeah, Brad almost fell down.
Brad almost got moblined. That was terrifying. He's actually been having a pretty solid run too. That would have been a tragedy. Ooh, he's pausing before side hopping. There we go. Okay, so Brad gets the cutscene skip. Amazing. Now he's going to save here and then click no to continue so that he title
and
main
that's
screen.
where That's where both routes are going to catch up. So right now we can
Hmm.
consider Brad is ahead.
Yes, Brad is currently ahead, and we basically won't see an even up until tsundere does save reset it himself. It ends up in Temple of Time. So far it's like 20 seconds.
Yeah, it was like 40-30.
Exactly. I saw 40-30, or probably a late 40-29.
So now Brad just entered a sequence of this category that is very heavy in hessing or overworld movement, as we call them. So he missed one hess, so his bomb count is not too bad right now. This hess is really important because the distance you have to cover is so big. Where you see him pause because he's switching from ESS left to ESS right. It's a little bit of a safer option when you're playing on a virtual console.
All right, so tsundere currently approximately a minute and 11 seconds behind Darbmeister, having a little bit of trouble back walking out of Temple of Time.
But let's say it, a minute is absolutely nothing in this category. So many tricks could go wrong, so
Oh,
many things could hit the fan and just make it absolutely even. Oh, what is this
oh
stretch?
my
You can
God!
make a
What is
small
he
hop from
doing?
there?
Okay, that was
I
an
didn't even
interesting
know
way.
that works.
I mean, either. I've never seen that done that way before. Holy cow! All right.
Tsundere missing the first has, getting the second one. Okay.
All right. Let's see how new gate skip goes for Brad if he goes for it. Might try to get caught. Looks like he's gonna get caught.
Yeah,
Probably
it
the
looks
safest
like
thing to
it.
do, especially with that bomb count.
2014 strats.
So a way that tsundere could catch up so far is, I mean, he can go for the new gate skip and save like 15 to 17 seconds on Dartmeister right there if it goes well for him, you know.
Also, it looks like he's going for the S here. Oh, it failed, sadly. Oh no, he was going for Super Slide.
Oh my God,
S failed. That's a lot of explosive going on right now.
yeah, he's all right. Now he's going for the mega side hop. Okay.
Is that. Okay, I was really scared he misses the bridge and
Oh
actually
my
goes into the
goodness,
water.
that would have been a nightmare, tragedy.
Yeah, we agree, Valiant. It was a weird, like, two explosions, but it looked like it was going for a Hess. Maybe he was going
He
for a
probably
Super
changed
Slide.
his mind in the middle of going for it.
Okay, oh,
All
Brad failing
right.
the first Wasteland Hess.
Yeah, he's not gonna go for it again. Pretty smart. I mean, he's got 4 chews, so he should be good. I mean, even if he had like 7 bombs left, he should be fine.
He's
Keep the
probably
spirit up.
aware he's ahead. Last time he was watching his opponent and was taking really smart decisions because of that. Oh, he looks like he doesn't really know where he's going. So you see Brad quick spinning. It actually frees you a little bit of sight so that you don't get lost too much.
Yeah, the particles from the magic enhancement of the quick spin makes it such that you can see the flagpoles a bit easier. All right, looks like tsundere also opting to go for the older gate skip. So
Yeah, and getting caught. But it looks like Tsundere's movement was a little bit more clean and he's now catching up. A nice Wasteland
wow,
Hess could
if he
go.
gets if he gets Wasteland Hess here,
He
I
could
mean,
be ahead. So first
oh,
half is 20 seconds, second half is also 20 seconds, so it's huge amount of time. Gets the second one. Oh
oh
no, and
no,
twice!
oh no. Okay,
Right on his way to the last pulse. Let's go, Tinder. You got this.
yeah, this would be awesome if he could get this trick. This is a very scary trick, especially in races. It's one of those high risk, high reward situations.
Oh my god,
Looks
he's
like he's
going
going
for
for
it.
the full thing. Oh my god. Please turn. Okay.
Oh, he's got
Oh,
it.
he
Oh,
got it.
he's got it. This is evening things so
That
much.
was amazing. Great play from him, especially second try. He still has enough bombs to go for Spirit Hover. But time of day is actually getting towards nighttime. He could go for the Spirit Jump.
I think that's what he's gonna try at first.
All right. Meanwhile, we
Looping
see Brad.
two.
Ooh. Oh no.
So Brett just failed the Gwei hover, so he's now trying to hover off a bomb that looks like a sketchy one.
That's not a good. Yeah, that's bad. He has to go over. Players are
Okay.
even now.
And tsundere is going for Spirit Hover too.
Oh my god, Brad just went inside the temple.
How did that happen?
Why is he going into... He has enough bombs. Okay. Not gonna question. Just going for the safer route, I guess. Just better safe than sorry. It is a race, but if tsundere gets Spirit Hover, which is doing really well so far, he's going to be about 2.5 minutes ahead of Brad. So, interesting choice by Darbmeister.
Yeah, tsundere used to have an incredible video of a save on Spirit Hover, so I don't doubt his experience on this trick is huge. Oh, that hover was really low. You don't want to get under the arch.
He should be fine. He may have to do one more hover though. Let's see.
Oh, he only has 2 bombs. What is he gonna do?
He has to do at least one more hover. I think. I think it'd be safe.
Ooh, oh, this worked! Wow.
If he could do a 1-bomb super slide, oh my god, he better get the angle quick. That 1S turn before the Gwei comes. Yeah. He knows the Gwei is coming after him. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Tsundere confirming he is an absolute legend at this trick and is now going to go inside, which is a safer way. I think he's going to go for the Hess. Yeah, he's grabbing the angle to go for Hess.
Looks like he's getting
it worked. Did it? He's going to buffer just to make sure. Yeah, it did. And gets it! Oh my god! Oh, he almost fell!
Holy cow!
Please, my heart!
Yeah, that was good. That was good. Nice play. So just like that, tsundere is ahead by at least 1.5 minutes now. I mean, that's
a good minute, yeah.
Very big jump. I mean,
wow, this race.
Crazy. He's been back and forth. I mean, Brad had a very solid lead there for the first like 40 minutes or so.
But I mean, it was really close to be a super smart idea from Brad, because if the Gwei touched tsundere, or if tsundere missed the Hess across, then Brad would have been taking like the absolute safety strat and would be so far ahead.
Yeah, I'm still kind of not really understanding why he didn't go for it. He had a great explosive count still. It's interesting. Probably didn't want to wait for the Gwei, like to have to kill the Gwei again and set up for like initial bomb hover. It's fine. There's still plenty of time for the run.
Oh no, Brad jumping. Oh, he only has 1 heart left. If he dies, he gets back to the start of the temple. This would be so bad. You see Brad and tsundere at the same place. Oh no, tsundere jumping too. But actually, tsundere already has the mirror shield while Brad is on his way to get it.
Yeah, and Brad, he has to actually kill the guardian there, the knuckle. I mean, if he dies to that knuckle, that's terrible. He'll respawn right at the beginning of the temple again and have to do everything all over again. Well, most of everything all over again.
Really good bomb count on tsundere's side. I didn't check for bomb RNG, but it must have been really good. Okay, grabbing ISG to get past the elbow.
He actually doesn't need this pot here, but I guess just to be safe, his ISG's gone now though.
Yeah, his ISG's gone, so he could fall. Okay, it went alright. So Brad is trying to clip into the doors so he does not need to fight the knuckle right now. It's a little bit of a safety strat so that he can. Oh, maybe he's gonna fight it now. Yeah, he's gonna fight it. So he could have been getting the mirror shot before. Oh my god, Brad, what is that 20 plus strat?
Oh my. Alright, don't attack it from the back. Okay, so if you attack these guys from the back, they do this like super quick slash that just instantly kills you. Okay, that was a very scary fight. I don't know what. As long as he gets through it, though, I guess that's all that matters. Meanwhile, tsundere, pretty clean statue climb into a low ground clip for the spirit boss key skip. So now he's entered into the Nibiru cutscene.
What happened with the mics in chat? I don't know, we'll see. Oh yeah, Tsundere is at Noboru.
Let's see if he goes for the cutscene skip. Pretty
He
sure he
usually
will.
goes for it. It cost 1 heart, so we could also check health and see if it's possible. Okay, at least 2 bomb drops for Brad, so pretty good. Tsundere is going for it. So what Tsundere is going to be doing is using the fact that the armor of Noboru is going to be inside the wall, and it's going to be hook-shotting it while dropping a bomb first. So the bomb is going to kill Noboru, and then Link is going to void out, which is going to skip the cutscene and save about 20 seconds. Oh god, Brad is going for the super slide.
He's going for the super slide. Yeah, he could go for the statue climb, but either doesn't want to, or doesn't know how, or doesn't want to wait for the health pot, because he does need anything over 2 hearts to do everything. So...
True. Also, he would not be able to use ISG on the elbow because he played Zelda's Lullaby.
Ah, that's correct. Yeah, he had to go through Spirit, so it was already taken care of. Man, so this what he's doing is actually faster than the statue climb if you are like basically Valiant Link. You can do everything in 1 pause as fast as possible.
That was pretty good already.
Yeah, this is looking pretty good so far. If you can get the last pause here, that's a good frame.
He's getting some safety buffers. Oh no, this just
oh my god.
Is he back in bounds? Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, if he fell down, would have had to do a weird shot. Which it's not a hard.
It's not that really fast. Brad is playing really clean right now. Oh no! Why did I just say that?
Oh, I just saw it. Okay, well, now he's got to do the weird shot, so this is a way of hook-shotting the hook-shottable area, the hook-shottable wall out of bounds. Just fall out of bounds. Use void. Then you spawn back.
Yeah, what Brad wants to do is void, because voiding is going to bring him back in the room that he was.
There we go. Perfect. This is good. He did it on buffer, too. He didn't lose too much. Well, he lost time, but he didn't lose as much time as we've seen. Opting for more health, losing health in the process of opting for more health, unfortunately. Yeah, he's actually good. He doesn't need any more health in this, even if he goes for Nibiru cutscene.
He's going for safety right now. What does he have in mind?
So with this strat, you only need anything above heart and half, I believe, because it's the half a heart to clip out of bounds, and then a full heart for the Nibiru cutscene, so you'll still have a quarter of a heart.
Well, we see tsundere on the last phase of Twin Rova. Oh, he got a double on second phase. This is super rare.
That is insane. Wow. A double second phase is insane. I've actually never seen that before.
I've heard of triple, but never seen any, and that's the first time I see a double. What happened? Oh, he missed the one cycle?
Ooh, man, that's bad.
Oh, and Brad missing the super slide once again.
Oh my god.
So a little bit of slop on both players' sides. And tsundere is waiting for one more ice head, but it's not guaranteed. There's a good chance. Oh,
and he's, yeah. Very unfortunate for Darbmeister here. He's going to have to do the weird shot again. This time he's not going to have enough health to do an Nibiru cutscene skip. Actually, he might need to leave and get hearts near the Beamos. I think he already used up all the hearts. Is this setup even going to work here? Okay, there we go. He's got it.
How does he even know where to hookshot? Oh, really nice. Mashing B is not good. Yeah, but tsundere, you just got a double on second phase, so you were not as close. And I think the Rova kind of timer was already gone quite a bit when you started crash stabbing.
Oh, this is not a good run anymore for Brad. This is terrible. Oh my god.
These Alphos, why?
And yeah. Okay, well,
it's not as bad as Noboru because he's back at the entrance that is after getting the mirror shield, so it's still like quite up. But this is really heavy, especially like on his current moral state.
Oh man, this is unfortunate.
So, oh, he missed that? No, don't get hit by lasers.
Oh my god. He's still fine. He's still got a decent health.
Best option is always the reload room in that case. He's hookshotting a little bit too low.
Never want to see this, man.
Oh, that was really low again. Skulltula, please.
Alright. He's not holding Z. Like, you want to hold Z there because it makes it much harder to fall off during the rotating wall. Ah, okay. Well, looks like he's just gonna opt to do the like just get the boss key, and then maybe instead of going for the super slide, he's gonna do like the actor glitch, which I actually haven't seen anyone do in this setup yet. I haven't seen anyone do that this setup in the tournament yet. Or this
so it is confirmed that he doesn't know how to do statue climb.
Yikes. So I think he wants to get health because if I'm not mistaken, during actor glitch, if he goes for that, let's see if he's gonna even go for that. To be honest.
I don't think he can because he slashed the.
Yeah, it's gone. He can't. He already used the switch.
So he would have to go
just do this casually.
Full casual, yeah.
Ooh.
If you're watching Randomizer, you probably know what he's doing.
The thing is, though, like if he did the actor glitch, I believe would have taken damage from the side hop landing on the shoulder of the statue. So he would be down. He would be down like 3/4 of a heart, and then he wouldn't be able to do Nibiru cutscene skip.
Oh my god, Luxalphos, not again.
Oh my god. So you better be careful with these pots, because
there's so many pots that are gonna try to jump at him right now.
And the thing is, he has to actually get down there. He has to actually get down there too. He's gonna go for the Beamos. He's gonna hook shot, but that's scary too because there's two Beamos. Meanwhile, tsundere getting this key here in Forest Temple.
What?
And Brad is dead again. That's unfortunate, man. That's too bad.
But at least most of the temple is like, it's gonna be much easier right now for him to make his way to the boss. since the platform is... Oh, the platform is not yet down. But oh well. Okay, tsundere is now in Forest Temple. I forgot to watch tsundere for a little bit.
Me too. I'm guilty.
So the main reason that tsundere is now in the Forest Temple is to grab the bow. So the bow is going to be the last piece that they need to be able to shoot light arrows. So they've been collecting magic. Um, what else have they done? Yeah, they've been completing Shadow and Spirit, which is going to make it possible to trigger light arrow cutscene. And now, really scary fight for tsundere against two Stalfos. If he takes a jump slash, he's back at the beginning of Forest Temple. tsundere, you have nuts. You can play it safe.
Yeah, tsundere gets jump slashed once by one of these Stalfos. He dies at this health because they do 2 hearts of damage with the jump slash. And with their neutral attack, they do 1 heart. So it's good that he decided to refill his health there, especially with just 4 hearts.
And I didn't know the mirror puzzle actually resets when you die. That's pretty unfortunate.
I didn't know that either, actually. That's new to me. Interesting. Unless maybe he did no save continue or something. I don't know. Nice. And there gets the block clip there.
And so now tsundere is going to go for a big sequence break, which is basically using a bomb to boost you off. Oh, that's the Ken boost.
There's one more frame. So on N64, buffering frames is very difficult, especially when you're dealing with so many particles. So he gets it, but that's one of the reasons why it took so long to buffer that frame. Lag.
And so equipping the hover boots on this particular frame, so basically right after the bomb is pushing you off the platform, Link tries to jump because he gets pushed off the platform, and the hover boots are going to keep some of the momentum, which makes it possible to grab the ledge. And getting on that upper floor, it completely breaks the dungeon, makes you able to skip so much. Then you see him right now storing ground jumps, which makes him able to clip over these blocks. It's faster, but it's also the only way they have to go through this because they don't have any strength upgrade. So they couldn't do the puzzle even if they wanted to. And Brett is done with Nabooru. He didn't go for the cutscene skip, which is quite understandable. If Nabooru kills you, you're back to the very beginning of the Spirit Temple, and I think he spent way enough time in there.
Oh yeah. Tsundere fighting the last set of last set of...
He equipped it during the hover boost.
Did you not jump slash? Yeah, there we go. You need jump slash to store damage for power crouch stabs, so that your crouch stab, what it does is it keeps the same damage from the previous attack. Jump slash being the strongest with Master Sword, I believe it's 4 damage. So, yeah, these guys, I think Stalfos have like 10 or 12 health.
Yeah, I think it's 10 health because you can quick spin the last.
Quick spin, yeah. So, I just gotta hit them 3 times with power crouch stabs or 2 power crouch stabs and a quick spin with magic.
And tsundere gets the bow, so we are going to be able to focus on Brad next. But it was a really scary fight. Like the Stalfos just before the bow are pretty scary because that room that had blocks and you had to do ground jumps is a pretty long room to go through. And if you die from the Stalfos just before the bow, you get back to the beginning of the dungeon, and that's going to be your biggest time loss. You're going to lose bombs, you're going to lose a lot of time, and be back at those. Okay,
Yeah,
let's see how much luck he gets.
definitely props to Darbmeister for continuing the run too. I've seen people forfeit races for less, so
Yeah,
that's great.
glitching
Great
definitely
mental
forfeited
fortitude.
for something like
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. I've definitely I've seen people quit for like crazy things.
But strategically, it's not too stupid because tsundere is a really risky player. Like, even though after Forest is done, there's not so much risk you are going to be in, even though there's Void Warp. But things could still go in a way that makes Brad catch up. I think he's quite far behind right now, but we could still imagine.
He is. He's about 9 minutes behind. It's it's pretty bad at this point. Uh so just I mean, tsundere, honestly, at this point, he'd have to die to Ganondorf like 4 times and not have enough bombs for Void Warp or the Super Slide into Ganon. It's gonna be a rough. It's gonna be rough.
Brad opting to not jump on the last platform. If you do the jump on the platform to turn Rova too late, Rova is actually aiming at you while you're in the jump, and then you're shielding kind of nothing and still getting hit. So if you're a little bit late on your movement there, it can get quite scary. Okay.
So
Maybe we could
looks
explain
like
why they're watching lags.
yeah, sure. So Lax is the is like I think it's the longest cutscene in the game. It's like 5.5 minutes long. It's really really long, but we need to watch it because we need to get light arrows. Light arrows is extremely important fighting against Gandorf. Um, but more than that,
It's
because
the
this
last item
category,
of the game, right?
it's the yeah, it is actually the last item. I mean, if unless you count the boss key in Ganon's castle, it's the last item.
True.
Um, but specifically this category, no I am wrong warp. You don't get to item manipulation, light arrows, because I am is banned in this category. So the only way you can get it is by watching Lax. And I believe in order to watch Lax to begin with, you have to beat Shadow and Spirit. If I'm mistaken.
Yeah, and basically what the dev thought is that if you have beaten Shadow and Spirit, then you must have beaten all of the
Right.
other temples,
You
so
need to
you
have the
basically have
medallion.
finished the game.
Correct.
So therefore, because of the puzzles that actually require you other objects like the, I don't know, the long shot or the bow or things like that, it is supposed that if you're done with Spirit and Shadow, then you're done with all of the dungeons. So then when you get back to the Temple of Time, it triggers the light arrow cutscene. And that's the reason why No I Am Wrong Warp goes for Shadow and Spirit.
And then we don't have to complete Forest Temple because there's no need to go back in time. We just need to get the fairy bow for light arrow.
Oh, true, it's true. Forest is your, how do you say, it's your barrier to get back in time.
Okay, so tsundere is getting light arrows. So again, like I said before, this cutscene's like 5.5 minutes long, right? And doing Forest Temple, like from the beginning to the end, a good Forest Temple, it's like 3.5 minutes, 3 minutes and 25 seconds or something like that. So if you add those up, you're looking at 9 minutes. So
we can take off a minute from the lag of collapse.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, about a minute, maybe 45 seconds at this point, or 40. But these guys, like, literally, Darbmeister is going to be walking into Forest as tsundere is walking out of Temple of Time. So it's pretty, it's pretty close to 9 minutes. Then with the lag factored in, like you said, it's like 8 minutes, 20 seconds.
But things can still happen. Like, there's Void Warp, there's some bomb tricks, explosives are not so easy to get in Yen's castle. We just hope everything goes really well for Brad from now on.
Yes, absolutely. There's still much of the run. I mean, Ganon's castle is not free by any means. I've seen Ganon's castle kill so many runs, a lot of mine as well.
I'm sorry about that. Okay, so tsundere took control back and is now heading to Ganon's tower. So it's the first time that Link is actually getting into this zone. So there's a little cutscene, really short this time. And then there's going to be another cutscene that basically all of the sages that you supposedly delivered from the dungeons or temples will be helping you by creating the Rainbow Road so that you can get in the tower.
Which you actually don't even need to get into Ganon's tower. Categories like no wrong warp don't rely on that bridge there.
Yeah,
if you do a really annoying bomb hover,
they use other.
Yeah. It's just convenient in this category since you have all the required medallions for them to proc that cutscene.
Okay, so tsundere having 10 bombs, and it looks like he's going for the Mega Side-Hop, which is pretty safe in terms of explosives.
I don't know if that angle is going to work. Okay, it should be good.
Looks fine. Equipping light arrows right now. Interesting. And it worked. So what happens is that in the middle of the tower, there's an entire side that is actually able to load you on the inside of the tower. Well, there's just a little barrier that's basically 3 backflips high, like the height of the link. So by using the stairs, the hover boots, and the speed of the Mega Side Hop, you're able to hit that load and actually get inside of there without completing any of the trials. The trials are like mini dungeons. There's one for each, and it would take you like a good half an hour, even with glitches, to do it. I don't know, maybe 20 minutes or whatsoever. Tsundere, hopefully on the last Stalfos fight.
That was an interesting thing he did there.
Pulling the boat, the lag reduce?
It looked like he didn't only lag reduce, but he got rid of the cutscene, little cutscene that happens normally after killing those 2 Stalfos. I've never seen that done there before. That's interesting.
Oh, okay. I didn't pay too close attention. Gotta rewatch that.
Normally you hear like the little and like this, like the camera shifts and some stuff. So it's pretty cool to see.
That's probably the same idea as deleting, like overwriting Zelda magic later on.
Yeah, the particles. Yeah. Alright, so it's, you should be going for the house up the stairs here. I think tsundere is like 122 pace or so.
Yeah, not so bad of a run.
Even definitely not bad at all for a race.
So many times. Has to impress.
Fast to impress. You should have just stuck with the fast, to be honest. It's just as fast as backwalking, and well, I'm sorry. Is it? I think it's
7, and
it is fast as 7.
8.5.
Okay, gotcha. So it's not adult backwalking is what, like 8.5, I think, or is it 9?
Yeah, it's 8.5 or 8.25. But I mean, fast could take could cut some corners, so I guess you're not too wrong on that.
Yeah, it's alright. It's probably more of a meme to do a fast up the stairs at that point.
That'd be fun. I'd be hyped. Okay, Brad is done with grabbing the bow and is now going to be starting to watch lags. There is a chance tsundere is actually done before he's out. But
So
Ganondorf first.
this fight, yeah, this fight here is, I've seen this fight kill so many runs, man. And then immediately after this is the RNG factor of rocks. Like you don't want a rock to hit you while you're ledge clipped, and it's like
Mhm.
the longest like 5 seconds of your life. Because normally a bomb fuse is 3.7 seconds, but because of all the lag that's around during the cutscene, it's actually more closer to like 5 seconds.
Hmm. And also, the lag is going to be happening during the Ganondorf fight, and in which you usually want to grab ISG, and so you have to time an A press, and the lag actually makes it quite complicated. Hopefully, everything goes well for tsundere here.
Honestly, the A press is probably the hardest part of the fight. Like it really is. Going for the quick smooth scrap.
Oh, takes the
Nice.
first try, really nice. So gonna be able to stun lock. Oh, not pulling the bow. That's pretty risky.
Very.
Use ESS up. Oh,
Oh my god. He actually allowed Link to go into the idle state. So that's very dangerous because the hitbox moves and doesn't necessarily keep Ganondorf locked there. So it's good that he got through it though. So in that fight as well, he I believe he see up to look down a bit to reduce lag frames. If you have Ganondorf on the stream or on the screen while he's falling after getting hit by the light arrow, there's like a lot of lag involved because of all the particles that are on the screen. All the particles being rendered are hard for the N64. So it's something we won't have to see Brad deal with playing
it's
on
time
VC.
for RNG on Sunder's side.
Yep, this is the RNG moment of truth. He's got enough bombs though, and he'll be fine. Honestly, he could fail it a few times. He's got enough
But
bombs.
he only has 3 hearts, right? So if he fails it once, then he's gonna have to jump
He's
until
gonna
he
have to
dies.
die. Take a hit by the a falling rock.
Yeah, so failing this would be big. Something like almost a minute.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what happens. Alright, initial's looking good, but he gets hit by the... Oh my god. Okay, that's not going to change it. Yeah, it doesn't matter. He's good.
Nice.
Awesome.
Okay,
he
looks
gets
like
the,
it worked.
Alright, let's see. So this movement here, you got to jump slash to land into the final room that heads towards the loading zone at the end of tower collapse. What he's doing right now is side hopping down the stairs and then just walk straight forward. Nice. So he's going to be going for the double kiss here. Gets it. Beautiful. Quickest way to climb this. Also the safest since you don't take damage as a result of having your shield up. And now he's going to use the particles from Light Arrow to cancel the purple particles that Zelda normally does. So if you get the kiss, not only does it save a frame there, but the particles also save some lag frames. So that was like the most optimal thing that you could do on an N64.
Yeah, you usually don't see VC player doing this because I've heard it can VC crash
Yes.
using the light arrow.
Mm-hmm. It is possible to VC crash.
So right now on Cinder's side, you can see at the bottom of the explosion, there's rocks and little parts of the building that are jumping around. All of that is RNG. And any percent runners know it very well because even on VC, it can cost them something like 3 to 4 seconds of difference.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's
cutscenes.
Detrimental. Yeah, it could ruin runs. Like I've seen it ruin world record pace runs multiple times. So I think the fastest is on VC, like right after collapse until the first text box is like a minute and 7 seconds. Like that's like amazing. Like if you get a minute and 7 seconds, it's godlike. But the worst I've seen is like a minute and 12 seconds, or very high, a minute and 11. So Yeah,
Yeah, and those seconds for any percent runners are just so crucial.
absolutely.
Okay, Brad is gonna be popping up the rainbow rod really soon. Tsundere only has one try for that. Makes it.
Nice. So Cinder is holding shield during this cutscene because when Ganon slashes, normally you'd knock the Master Sword out of Link's hand, and then you'd have to fight him with like just light arrows or bombs or hookshot work. But if you hold shield the entire time, due to the state that you're in, it actually doesn't really hit the Master Sword away from you, even though you see it on the floor behind you. It's a pretty cool little mechanic that saves a lot of time on the first phase of Ganon.
Yeah. So all of the tampering with the cutscenes in this game is due to mostly memory for the cartridges and everything. So they couldn't like put videos. So when you see a cutscene, it's actually played by the characters, and it's the same characters that you would be playing. So that's what makes it possible to actually interact so much with what happens during cutscene or before cutscenes.
So something interesting. Tsundere actually has the high-end shield on.
Yeah, I don't
Guess
know when he equipped it.
he probably equipped it. My guess is during trial skip. I think he went for he went for the Mega Side Hop one.
Yeah.
So I think it like depending on the screen that you're on.
Oh yeah, that was the
Back
last
to,
time it was equipped. You're right.
a pretty clean fight so far. So you can see the considerable lag going on the Tsundere screen right now. Once Darbmeister gets to this point, you'll see how much incredibly faster the fight is, and it's actually really scary to do on DC because of how much faster it is. It's crazy.
And it's going to be time on Tsundere's side really soon.
Yeah, good Ganon fight. So he's cleaning up here with a solid 122 as long as he doesn't miss the front slash like 3 times. And that's time for Tsundere. Tsundere with 122.55. Very solid run for a race.
GG.
GG's. Alright, Tsundere officially got Dunning at 122.59. So still a sub 123. Nice.
And Brad is not so far. Oh, desyncing the double knuckles. That's quite scary.
Ooh.
He's going for the backflip strat. This is such an old strat.
Oh my god, he's dead. Yeah.
This is why no one does that anymore. I've heard this backflip is so precise. So you target them, jump slash, and then backflip instantly, and you're supposedly far enough.
Looks like Darb might opting to
Forfeit at this point.
forfeit the race since Tsundere finished already. So
I wonder if Brad is up for interview. I have never heard Tsundere talk, so
me neither.
I don't even think he has a mic. I'm not sure. Tsundere, if you want to go come for an interview, you're welcome. It's just,
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's really your thing.
Huge shout to both of our runners, Tsundere and Darbmeister 30 for that race. It's actually
it was really nice.
Very competitive. Yeah, like it was really competitive up to Spirit Hover. I mean, that it was a very good race. It's just Spirit Temple. I mean, Spirit Temple is kind of the gauntlet for this category. You see it time and again if you watch No I'm Wrong warp runs, so it's really understandable. So definitely shout outs and thanks to both players for that race. So Tsundere, let's see here, taking a look at the bracket. Tsundere is going to actually be facing against Bunuru.
Oh, that's a tough game.
Yeah, Bunuru is an amazing,
so solid.
He's such a good runner. He actually had world record for a while until a few months ago when Valiant Link took it back. He's got his PB's like a 1:14.40,
1:14.40. Yeah.
which is the second fastest time still. World record
Mhm.
is 1:14.19 by Valiant Link. So definitely not a race that is impossible for tsundere to run, but it's just going to be a very
It's gonna be
very
really tough.
difficult.
I
It's going to be
agree.
tough.
Tsundere is saying he won because he's lucky. I don't agree, Tsundere.
Uh,
I think you played really well, even though guards went really bad, and God knows it's not easy. Like when you play good and then you just get screwed by guards, it's hard to like keep up and keep playing super nice. Um, Tsundere's boat skip was impeccable. Like the Shadow Temple went lightning fast, and
yeah,
then the save on Spirit Hover, like using the hook shot after being on the second seam to kill the way that was coming for, was really really good, and was a strategical mistake from Brad to actually get inside there. I think he probably have watched Tundra's screen and thought that he doesn't have enough explosives or something. And then the Hessa cross first try, all of that was pure skill. So really good game. Like there was no luck in there. He played really well.
yeah. Especially with all the shenanigans with guards in the very beginning,
Hmm.
and then bringing it back with a very solid, like you said, the very solid shadow segment and that beautiful wasteland Hess on the full wasteland Hess. By the way,
Full
second
wasteland
try.
has, yeah, that caught
I
him
mean, that
so
was huge.
much.
That was huge. Uh, and then of course the successful, Spirit Temple and everything else that came afterwards.
Yeah. Forest was impeccable too, nothing much to say.
Yeah, everything was good. Ganondorf fight was great. Ganon fight was great. No void warp, RNG destruction.
Oh yeah, he had some
Um,
problems on Twin Rova's second phase because he got a double and that caught him off guard, so his movement wasn't fast enough to actually reach there and make it in one
yeah.
cycle.
If you think about it, tonight tsundere was the luckiest and unluckiest person ever. First
Yeah,
run
that's
got
pretty
the
true.
got the old N64 cart tilt crash, like rarely happens.
Oh yeah.
And then the double in the second phase, which is so rare. I've never seen it. I've been watching this category for like 2 years. So
Yeah, supposedly very lucky, but if it catches you off guard, then you can actually miss the one cycle Twin Rova, which is really bad.
that's true as well. All right,
Oh
I'm trying
yeah.
to see if we can get an interview here, at least with Darbmeister, but not really getting any replies. Uh,
From
tsundere has
Brad.
opted out of the interview, so let's
Tsundere
see.
is in chat, we can ask a question. He said
True.
he got good bomb RNG. That's true. We didn't see him farming armors too much, and was like completely full on, so didn't have to reload the pot before going for statue climb.
That is the glory of Statue Climb, though. That little convenient pot in the BMOS room just before going into the statue room that has 5 bombs just waiting for you, guaranteed.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is like if you break the pot, the bomb drop will stay. If you don't grab it and actually reload the pot, you can pop out another and then another bomb drop. So you can grab up to 3 out there, which makes BMOS RNG less important. It's about 6-7 seconds for every reload, so it's still kind of expensive. But yeah, it's so much safer.
Yeah, again, just want to say huge shout out to both the runners. Thanks to Valiant Link for running the tournament.
Thanks, Valiant.
And thank you, Arthur, for
Thank
your
you, Smash. It was a
amazing
pleasure.
commentary. Likewise. If you guys in the chat want to keep tabs with the tournament, there is a bracket link that ZSR bot is sharing so gracefully. A challenge link, so you can see like upcoming races, who's gonna race who, etc. So yeah, should be We definitely have a lot of really cool matches coming up here. I mean, just Bonnaroo and tsundere. I mean, that's just one of many
Yeah,
that are in
we have
store.
Nika versus Valiant that should be coming up as soon as Valiant is back with a decent setup.
Ooh, yeah, that's also going to be good. And we have Juke and Cruxer. I mean, that's going to be
Oh,
awesome.
true.
And
Good call.
Rosewater, Tixel. I mean, these are all amazing matches coming up here soon.
Yeah, round two is going to be really interesting. I'm looking forward to that. I think we
Absolutely.
could probably put Discord links in the chat if people want to ask for information on the ZSR Discord, or for newcomers to OOT speedrunning. If you just got interested, then there's an OOT Discord too that will be linked on ZSR. So all of that is available, and yeah, I think that's
Absolutely.
about it for us.
Yep, that is it for us. So thanks for having us, and have a good evening or day.
Have a good evening, have a good day. Ciao, ciao, and thanks ZSR.